This is the departure hall at the Munich airport in Germany, and people are on the queue for check-in processes. After almost 4 decades, Air Berlin's last flight is taking off from Munich as administrators push to split its remaining assets among buyers. A German passenger talks about why he intentionally booked to go on the last flight.
It's just to say goodbye. I have been flying with Air Berlin for 10 years, between 50 and 80 flights a year. In the flight from Düsseldorf just now, I was with a crew I know.
Company employees gather on the tarmac to wave off flight AB6210 to Berlin, some with tears in their eyes as they pose for photographs. Then flight AB6210 arrives at the Tegel Airport terminal in Berlin. And an Air Berlin administration employee says she's here to offer her bye-byes.
I'm happy to be here to welcome the last flight and say goodbye to Air Berlin, but with tears in my eyes.
Female flight administrators in uniforms holding heart-shaped balloons gather at the observation deck, while a former Air Berlin pilot and captain in training, Dick Sommerfeld, is emotional.
The sad thing about it is that Lufthansa hasn't taken on any responsibility for the staff. We are quite sad at the moment. It's all just about the planes, although we were promised that we will be incorporated. It's about our slots, the things we have fought for, our routes, our major car shuttles and so on. Those things are being taken, but nobody is talking about the people.
Shortly before the aircraft lands, some union members are protesting.
It's a black day for Air Berlin employees. The last flight means not only losing their jobs, but also saying goodbye to a company that means more than a job, saying goodbye to a part of their family. The Air Berlin employees I have met closely identify themselves with the company. They worked hard and they made Air Berlin what it was. So they now find themselves in an extraordinary situation.
Various people also gather at the tarmac to welcome plane. Air Berlin, beloved among Germans for its flights to holiday island Mallorca and the chocolate hearts it gives out after each flight, filed for administration in August. A government loan kept its planes in the air during negotiations on its carve-up. The company has already agreed to sell a large part of its airline assets to domestic rival Lufthansa, and talks on other operations are ongoing with Britain's EasyJet and with Thomas Cook's German airline Condor.
This is a gathering of lawyers and some aviation specialists in Nigeria. The focus here is how to ensure that the industry and its laws are well understood for legal practitioners who want to play in this global industry. But first, an overview from industry participants.
If you observe Nigeria in the last 20 years, you see that we're retrogressing. The airlines are dying off on a daily basis. And we might run into a situation where we don't have any domestic carriers any longer. It's a struggle for them to survive. If we don't have airlines in Nigeria, there is no potential for any lawyer to unlock, point blank.
After the numerous domestic airline crashes of 2005 and 2006, the federal government kicked into action, and as a result, the 2006 Civil Aviation Act was passed into law, and government produced a formidable policy document focused on safety and the management of the regulatory authorities, particularly the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Many years down the line, experts think there is a real need for government to produce a firm policy for the benefit of the domestic industry.
So the best way is for the civil service, the aviation agencies to understand their roles. Infrastructure is decaying. Something must be done. Airlines must be supported one way or the other, not necessarily giving airlines cash, but at the same time making them, creating an enabling environment for them to thrive. So that's very, very key and important.
And many other issues need attention.
Airport concessioning, I believe, is the way forward. But I don't believe airport concessioning has anything in staff redundancy. I think it's going to make the airport come out to its full potential. And with full potential, as we say in Nigeria, being the gateway for Africa.
It's about keeping the conversation going, and it's also about helping to impart knowledge about aviation and what the challenges are.
Industry players and Nigerians are expectant that the country will move above talk shops to actions that can impact and grow this ailing industry. Over 600 stranded Nigerians have returned from the volatile North African country of Libya. The returnees arrived the country in batches, with most of them from detention centers after they failed to cross the Mediterranean. About 257 first arrived with just 4 adult males and other females. Most of them appear to have learnt a lesson or two.
I'm selling boutique at forestry, where the governor destroyed my shop without compensation, say in the road, this one. And to get shop with there is about 700, 800,000 naira. The little money that with me, I use it to enter road. And the way coming, going now for sea, they now take me back for sea. Not that my boat have problem. They are going smoothly. I saw that I'll be going. They say the government, our president say he don't want any Nigerian person to go to cross the sea to Italy.
You live over there. Even there, they maltreat you to death. Many Nigerians are dead in that place. And many Nigerians, more than thousands, I see prison in that place. They are still looking for rescue today. For who will rescue them out of that place. Everybody wants to come back home, but there is no way. Me, I'm happy to coming back here. Very happy.
Weather changed, so I and my baby and we are 3 out of 150. 3 of us survived. But the rest now, the rest is dead. But I thank God for the sake of my baby, that I was waving my baby like this. Let the fishermen see me with my baby. That's why the fishermen came and rescued me and my baby. But that's why I'm proud of my baby. Because of her, I'm alive today.
For the authorities at the Nigerian Emergency Management Agency, returnees are being assisted to rebuild their lives.
They should remain here, and it can only get better, especially with the various initiatives that are put in place by the federal government that are working. The Empower program is there, and the Agric regulation program of the federal government is a very good employer of labor. And this is working out.
The returnees were assisted back to Nigeria by the International Organization for Migration, the IOM, with help from the Italian government and the European Union. And finally, some former employees of the Nigerian Airways have once again staged a peaceful protest over the delay in the disbursement of the approved 45 billion naira. In a press statement, the former workers say 1 month after the federal government's approval of the payment, the Presidential Initiative on Continuous Auditing has not contacted the workers nor mentioned anything about the state of the payment. The ex-workers of the defunct airline say they are appealing to the federal government to hasten up the process.
This is where we call it a day on the program. It's goodbye and God bless. I'm Bukola Joe Oketumbi.